This is CBY, Christian Broadcasting of Yakima, your local Christian television station, bringing to our valley quality Christian programming for more than 40 years.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for Good News in the Valley, your local Christian news magazine. Our first guest is a Christian author who's here to talk about her new book, Runaway River. And then in honor of Veterans Day, we'll share a short video. And finally, it's not too early to start planning your Christmas festivities. So we'll provide you with a list of fun-filled holiday outings to ring in Christmas. Now, our featured story is Christian author Kim Taylor. Kim believes that every place has a story, and she enjoys bringing a story to life that takes her readers to a beautiful place. Let's now join Heidi as she visits with Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Heidi.
Thank you for being our guest on Good News in the Valley. Go ahead and give us a little backstory about you and your family.
Again, thank you for having me. I've been very excited about this interview. My husband and I just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary.
Wow. Well, congratulations to you both.
Thank you. We have a really great marriage, really fun. I often tell people we're like 4-year-olds, but we're married because we have so much fun. But it's just been a really great journey with him. In fact, he's here in the studio with me today.
Wonderful.
Yeah. We have three kids, one in heaven, 2 here on earth. And my boys are just amazing. I have a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old. My 20-year-old is at Biola University in California, studying to be a film director.
Wow.
In Hollywood.
Oh
so
my goodness,
be praying for him too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And our youngest is at Kennewick High, and he's a senior, so he's going to be heading off to college very soon.
Very exciting.
Very proud of them. They both just love Jesus, serving the Lord, and it's just been our pleasure to watch them grow up and make good decisions. A little bit about me personally, I have 27 dish sets.
Wow.
Happily, my husband supports that habit too. Some might say that's excessive, but we do use them all. And I also am a member of the Rose Society because I have 55 roses in my rose garden.
Wow. I bet it's beautiful.
So I go all out.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it really well.
You're a go-getter.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So that's a little bit about me.
Now, you are a writer, and that is actually a gift from God. What led you into wanting to become an author?
Actually, that's a really good question because I didn't write as a child. I know some authors, they've been writing their whole life.
Right.
But stories have always been really important to me. In fact, there's 2 books specifically that I read as a child that I remember when I finished those books, I thought to myself, I want to do that. I want to write a book. And as you know, and I know, when you read a really good story, it stays with you.
It does. It has an impact on you.
It really does. Anna Green Gables.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And so it's one of those things where I just decided one night, we were in Virginia, and I turned to Glenn, we were staying up really late in bed, and I said, I think I want to write a book. And you know what his response was? Finally.
Wonderful. You gotta have that support.
Definitely. And
Definitely.
he's been a huge support, and stories have just always been a big part of who I am, and I wanted to create a story that would stick with you. And so that was kind of the drive for writing Runaway River.
Wonderful. Now, Runaway River, tell us a little bit about the book.
It's typically called a historical, but in this particular book, it's a historical romance with suspense.
Oh, I like this.
So it kind of fits in a whole bunch of categories, but it's set in Montana. And if you've ever visited Montana, one place that I always say you need to visit is the Bitterroot Valley.
Okay.
And it's just absolutely stunning. It's just Hamilton, Montana is set just south of Missoula, Montana. And so my book is set in Hamilton, Montana in 1897. So you kind of have to take yourself back to wagons and horses and gunfights. Yes. And so it's just a story about a girl who actually is in Chicago at the beginning of the book. Her and her family. And after her parents are murdered, her life is ruined, and she's being chased. They decide to escape, and they end up in Hamilton, Montana. And it's really into the frying pan and then out of the frying pan into the fire with with her story because things don't go as planned, which makes for a really good story.
Wow, I want to read it right now.
And so I think the overall theme, I really did try not to avoid hard stuff in my book.
Okay.
Because I really wanted it to stick with you.
Right.
And so this story is about hard things.
Now, titles are so important, like your title, Runaway River. I love that. How did you come up with that?
Actually, this was not the original title. It
Really?
was probably 3 or 4 different titles.
Okay.
And I remember our first title, my agent at the time said that that was not a good title.
Okay.
I was new, I was new. And so we played with titles, and it's kind of like naming your children. Now you have children. Remember when we were having babies and we were trying to come up with that perfect name?
How many times you switch?
Yes. And I remember when this rolled off my tongue, my husband and I both looked at each other and said, that's it. Because it fit our main character
Yes.
so well. And so, and it looked cool on
Oh,
the book, too.
absolutely. Yes. Now, you won an award for that book.
I did. Pretty amazing, still kind of in shock. This is my very first book that I wrote. I have written 5 other books. They're not published yet,
Okay.
but this was my very first one that I wrote, and it recently won the Jenkins Group, which is like the Jerry B. Jenkins Group, Illumination Gold Medal.
Wow.
And so a little shocked still,
That's
but
amazing.
it was really meaningful to me because, you think you can start something and finish it, and you think it's good, but it's amazing when someone else can put their stamp of approval on it. And so when people buy my book, I know that they are buying quality, and
Yes,
that means a lot to me. So
And how would you describe the feel of your book?
I've actually had people ask me the question, what is your book like?
Yes.
And so I say it's 1 part Anna Green Gables,
Love
1
that part.
yes, 1 part Redeeming Love. Don't know if you've
Okay.
read that book or seen that movie. 1 part Little House on the Prairie,
Wonderful.
and 1 part Gunsmoke.
Wow.
So people say that they have to take 2 days off of work because they
can't put it
started.
down.
Yes, and they can't put it down. I've had to apologize numerous times. But it's been amazing to me how many people have loved it, but even more so how many men have read it.
Wow.
Which has been surprising. You don't typically have a man pick up a book with a girl on the front. And so they just love it. They really enjoy the story. In fact, a pastor called me one time to find out when my next book was coming out.
Wow.
And he had read it and loved it, and he had given it to his mom and had given it to his wife and his daughter. Well, his mom is in a nursing home.
Okay.
And so, long story short, the nursing home started reading this book over the loudspeaker so that everyone in the nursing home could hear
Oh,
it.
that's wonderful.
And he said they just were in stitches, and it made my day
Oh,
to know that
yes.
so many people were being blessed by my story.
Absolutely.
Very fun, very
And
fun.
how do you incorporate Christ into your book?
That's a good question. I decided to make a really bold decision,
Okay.
and I made God a character in my book.
Really?
Very unusual for like a historical Christian romance suspense, but I decided that I wanted God to have a voice. The characters were facing some hard decisions, they were facing difficult circumstances, and I just really wanted God to show up.
Absolutely.
And so it really adds to, I think, the struggles, but the depth of healing and how, bad things happen to good people.
Yes.
And God is there, and so I really wanted to do that. I could have put scriptures on the wall. I could have had a preacher, say all the right words, but I chose for God to be in this book with His own voice. So and I think it worked.
And how do you draw inspiration for your characters that are in the book?
Well, I have been a pastor's wife for almost 25 years. Ministry creates a lot of opportunities for meeting people.
Yes.
My husband has been in politics / government, and so you can imagine that those circles that we've been
Oh,
in
I
have
bet.
created a lot of good writing material. I'll say that. In fact, I saw somebody wearing a shirt, "Be careful what you say, be careful what you do, you might end up in my book." So I thought that is so true.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing how mannerisms or something somebody does in public, I think to
Or
myself,
based on a character? in a book?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I just think, oh, my character has to do that. And so it's really kind of life
Yes.
that has really gone into my characters, and I like it when my characters do something that makes people go, I do that.
Yeah. Yes, we can relate.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Out of all your characters, which one is most like you?
You know, most authors would probably say there's a little bit of me, like in every one of my
okay.
characters. I really think that Beth Yates, who is the main character in Runaway River, she's me.
It's you. All right.
I'm a go-getter. I'm a self-starter. I want to take care of things myself.
Independent.
Very independent. And I think I just get her. And I think that probably lent a little bit to me understanding what she would do or not do in a situation.
Right.
Her need to take care of things. As a mom and a wife, you understand that.
Yes.
We know how we just feel like we have to protect, worry,
Yes,
care, you know.
yes.
And so I think I just really got her, and so I was able to put a little of me in her struggles, and so I think, you know, I've had my share of troubles, and I know what it feels like to not get a break in life, and so that really played a part in who she was and who she ends up
Yes.
at the end.
And I'm sure chapters are different when you're writing them. Some flow, maybe some don't. What was the hardest chapter for you to write?
I always think the first 3 are the most difficult. In fact, I probably edit, cut, scrap, tear up, trash those 3 chapters more than any other chapter because, and this is my opinion, you know, and I haven't been writing as long as many people, but if those first 3 chapters are not right and your characters aren't right, it's really hard to get the rest of it right.
Okay.
And so I really spend a lot of time, my husband can attest to this, you know, how important it is for you as the reader, you know, your viewers as a reader to connect with my story and with my characters right from the get-go.
Right.
I mean, we've all picked up a book where we've read
Yep.
it and then we went,
Where are we going with this?
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not today. And I wanted them to pick it up and say, cancel everything.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. What do you want your readers to walk away after reading your novel?
Oh, sure. I would say hope.
Okay.
I think, you know, through all the things I've been through in my life and just who I am as a person, I really hope that hope is a big part of what they feel in this story. And obviously I hope they want to read the next one. But I think it's something that we've all had things happen in our lives that have not been fair or right. And I think it's really important for people to walk away, especially in our culture today.
Absolutely.
You can't walk downtown. You can't, you know, pay the bills. You know, it's one of those things where we all are needing hope.
Yes.
And so I really hope that that is something that they get from this book. Just a glimmer of hope, I suppose.
Who would read this type of book, or what ages, or what would you say?
Sure. It really is a wide range. In fact, when you're getting a book published, they really do try to put you in a category
Yes.
that fits that age group. But I've had 15-year-olds reading my book. I've had 80-year-olds reading my book.
Okay,
And
yes.
so, and like I mentioned before, men have really enjoyed reading this book. And I think part of it is that I really did try to get a male perspective in this. In fact, a fun story, I was part of a young writers group, you know, as not a young writer, but a new writer. I was part of a group called Penrites, and a shout out to them. They taught me a lot. But I remember a man reading my book, and he said, "Kim, you fight like a girl." And so he taught me how to fight like a man
Okay.
in my book.
That's awesome.
And
yes.
so it was really important for me to get that perspective right.
Absolutely.
And so I think, you know, if your guys are Louis L'Amour fans, they'll love this.
Your favorite book as a child, what was it?
For sure, is Not My Will. It's old. It was originally written in 1946.
Okay.
And I think it's been reprinted since then because I've had newer copies. But
Yes.
it's called Not My Will by Francina Arnold. And absolutely the inspiration for how I write, the stories I want to tell, because I want hope, like I said, infused in this story. And her book, Francina Arnold, she wrote other things too, but that particular one, Not My Will, it took something really bad and made it really great. And so it really is my favorite book of all times, really.
Yes. Is there going to be a sequel?
There is.
Wow, okay.
Yes,
That's good
in
to
fact,
know.
I know you said you liked the title of this one.
Yes.
My second book is called Stubborn Creek.
Okay.
And it's just a really fun title, really fun story. So
Yes.
at the end of this book, you get to find out who the next book is about.
Okay.
And it's people you already know and love. And so it's a really fun story, and it's a full-length novel, and
Yes.
it actually is written. It's completely written. I'm working on editing the full manuscript now,
Okay.
and we hope to have it out on shelves next year.
And do you have any book events coming up?
I do. Actually, I
Okay.
have a bunch in the works, but one for sure that I can announce is if you live anywhere in Eastern Washington and you have nothing to do on November 5th, Barnes & Noble in Kennewick is hosting a
Okay.
book signing for me.
Wonderful.
I think it's going to be really
And you'll be
fun.
reading some more of that book?
Yes, I'll be reading some excerpts, maybe
Okay.
some parts where you get to know a few of the secrets.
Okay.
But
Just a couple, not
just
too
a
many.
yeah, but I be happy to sign books. In fact,
Okay.
a really fun thing about giving a book, like as a gift, birthday
Yes.
gift or a Christmas gift, is that you can actually have it addressed to that person. And so if they show up, I can
That's a great
sign
idea.
all their Christmas gifts, and it's just really fun. And I know that it's kind of scary giving a book as a gift because you don't know what is inside.
Right, yes.
Right. But I think the fact that this has done so well, it still has a 5-star rating, and you have confidence in giving it
Yes,
as a gift.
absolutely.
And so, yeah, I'd love to see anyone, all your viewers.
Yes.
All your viewers are welcome to come on November 5th.
So what are some of your favorite authors?
Oh boy, that list is pretty long. I
Okay.
think probably better than my favorite authors are my favorite books,
Okay.
because you have an author that you love, but you don't necessarily like every
book.
one of their
Yes.
books. So Francina Arnold, obviously not my all-time favorite book. Redeeming Love. If you've not read Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, an absolute stunning piece. A book that God definitely shows up, and I can appreciate that heart behind that. Another series I'd like to mention is called the Fountain Creek Chronicles,
Okay.
and it's by Tamara Alexander, and she's written a lot of stuff, but I believe these were her first 3 books.
Okay.
And to date, I've read every one of her books, and they're all really good. But those 3 books, highly recommended.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So how has Christ made a difference in your life?
Probably, I would say, I really do hope that he shines through my words. I really hope that he helps me light up a room, that he helps me brighten someone's day. I think my whole life has been about overcoming hard stuff, choosing to have hope in spite of all the things that you've done, I've done, that have been done to us. I think Jesus works the most in my life is how I interact with other people.
What verse inspired that story?
Ooh, that is really good. I have lots to say about that. So Ecclesiastes 3:11. In fact, it's in my book.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Yeah. Now I don't have scripture, throughout the whole thing,
Yes.
because this really just is all it needs. Ecclesiastes 3:11. This is in NIV. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. And I think, one of the reasons why this is also one of my favorite verses is because we live in a messy world.
Yes.
We don't understand why things happen. And, I'm probably not alone, but my guess is that I'm about as stubborn as they come. And so I think it really helps me put my life in perspective, and God in perspective, because he's in charge. I don't have to be.
Absolutely.
He's God. I don't have to be. Whew. And I think it's more than just trying to understand, how everything started, how everything's going to end, and all the mess in between. Because we can get really hung up on all the ups and downs. The details of the yucky stuff.
Yes.
The details of the hurt. Losing a job, losing a loved one, all those things, when it is so difficult for us to understand from beginning to end, but that God really has it.
He's in control.
He's in control. He has it.
He's got it.
He's got it. And I think it does help us, remember that we don't have to be, and I know as women especially, we struggle with that. And I think it's a good reminder that no matter what happens today, this year, or the next 5 years, that there is actually a plan for us.
Yes.
And I
That's
think
a good feeling.
Yes, it is very good. And that I don't have to fix things. I don't have to get that job. It's all on me. And I think, being able to trust the Lord.
Yeah.
You'll
open those doors.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, before we close, where can people get your book?
Oh, well, I'll quote advertisement. You can buy this book anywhere books are sold.
Wonderful.
Actually, like I said, I mentioned the Barnes & Noble book signing.
Yes.
So Barnes & Noble has it on the shelf.
Okay.
If they don't, they either are sold out or you can order it from them. Amazon, of course.
Yep.
And lots of people do take advantage of that.
Yes.
But any of your local bookstores, your Christian bookstores, in fact, there's a Bible bookstore, actually a fairly new one in Kennewick called Wisdom Books.
Oh.
And it's just right by Hobby Lobby.
Okay.
So if you live in the Eastern Washington area,
Yes.
you can check them out. It's a beautiful store. They've been in business for just over a year.
Wow.
And like I said, it's called Wisdom Books, and you're welcome to get my book, from there. And if you want it signed, I know we can make arrangements for that. Yes.
That's good to know. Well, Kim, thank you so much for coming onto the show, and may God bless you and your work as you continue to write more books.
Thank you so much, Heidi.
This is Heidi reporting for CBY. Skip, back to you.
Thank you, Heidi and Kim. My wife is currently reading this book and can't put it down. It would make a great Christmas gift for anyone. Next is a short video in honor of Veterans Day. We thank you, veterans, for your sacrifice and service to our country so that we could enjoy and live in freedom. Next are some festive ways to bring in the Christmas spirit with activities that the whole family can enjoy and make long-lasting memories. The Sela Annual Lighted Parade is on Friday, December 2nd at 6 p.m. After the parade, Santa will light the city tree and families will enjoy refreshments and pictures with Santa at the Civic Center. For more information, please call 509-490-1527.
Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho! Join Santa on the Yakima Trolley for a 30-minute ride on December 10th, 11th, 17th, or 18th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Kids will be able to chat with Santa as they ride along. Light seasonal refreshments will be served inside the Powerhouse Museum for your pleasure. The Yakima Symphony Orchestra joins forces with the Yakima Symphony Chorus for another family holiday tradition. The performance is on Sunday, December 4th at 4 p.m. at the Capitol Theater. For tickets, please visit the website or call 509-853-2787. It's Holiday Girls Night Out in downtown Ellensburg on Thursday, December 8th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Ladies, grab your friends for an evening of fun and fabulous deals. Stop by each participating location for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience including refreshments, raffles, live entertainment, and more. This will surely be a fun-filled event. Come see Wild Lanterns at Woodland Park Zoo. It's a new light festival that starts November 11th through January 22nd from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Illuminate your holidays. For ticket information, please visit the website. Journey to the North Pole and cruise across the sparkling water of Lake Coeur d'Alene. View more than 1.5 million twinkling holiday lights and visit Santa and his elves at his waterfront toy workshop. This festive event starts Friday, November 25th and runs through Sunday, January 2nd. This is a 40-minute cruise with departure times at 5:30, 6:30, or 7:30 that boards at the Coeur d'Alene Resort Plaza shops. Visit the website for more details. The Sunnyside Lighted Farm Implement Parade will dazzle you on Saturday, December 3rd at 6:30 p.m. This is an annual event that will bring a Christmas glow to your holiday celebration. Follow them on their Facebook page for more information. Sail away on the Puget Sound waters to journey with the Christmas Ship Festival while ringing in the holiday spirit. This voyage radiates the water with hundreds of lights and Christmas caroling as it cruises by various waterfronts. This is truly a fun and festive affair. Check out ArgosieCruises.com for pricing, dates, and times of departure. The Old Town Lighted Christmas Parade in Union Gap is on Sunday, December 11th at 6 p.m. The parade starts off Yakima Street and ends at the Valley Mall parking lot. Families can enjoy hot chocolate and cookies while listening to Christmas music. Mannheim Steamroller Christmas by Chip Davis will be bringing holiday magic to families at the Toyota Center in Kennewick on Thursday, December 15th at 7 p.m. For tickets, please contact 509-737-3700. The Festival of Lights in Prosser will illuminate the city park with Christmas sparkle. The event kicks off December 3rd and runs through January 2nd for all families to enjoy this magical scenery during the holiday season. The Mount Hood Christmas Train captures the magic of Christmas with its warmth and charm, and the music begins as the train departs the Hood River Station. The duration is 1.2 hours, and availability begins November 17th and ends December 28th. Make your reservations online. Tickets will only be sold in pairs. Contact number is 541-399-8939. Celebrate the Village of Lights at Christmastown, Bavarian style. Every December, Leavenworth celebrates with over 500,000 lights, music, entertainment, holiday characters, carolers, kids' activities, roasted chestnuts, Santa photos, and so much more. Lights are on 7 days a week from Thanksgiving weekend through February. Families are sure to have a wonderful time. Visit their webpage to obtain more information. The Reindeer Festival will return on December 1st to the Cougar Mountain Zoo in Issaquah. The festival admission also includes the zoo entry. Families will enjoy the sights and sounds of the holiday celebration that offers excitement and fun for everyone. Santa will be available on December 1st through the 23rd from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Use the website to reserve your entry time. The Christmas Lighted Boat Parade will light up the Columbia River on Friday, December 2nd and Saturday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. The parade starts each night under the Cable Bridge at Clover Island and travels upriver on the Kennewick side of the river. For more details, please visit lightedboatparade.com. Add a touch of winter sparkle to your holiday season and experience a horse-drawn sleigh ride in Cle Elum. So bundle up and join the Three Peaks Outfitters for a great winter outing. Hours of operation is December through February, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sleigh rides are half-hour long and, of course, weather dependent. Reservations are recommended. Come aboard the Toy Train Christmas at the Northern Pacific Railway Museum in Toppenish and caboose to the North Pole to visit with Santa and Mrs. Claus. There are over 40 toy trains of many sizes for viewing. This event takes place November 26th and 27th, December 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, 17th, and 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets are $10 per adult and $8 per child. For ticket information, visit the website. Well, there's a whole lot of fun activities for families to make long-lasting memories. And that's our program. So thank you for watching, and may God bless you, and may God bless and keep America strong.